So, let's dominate. Operation Dominate podcast. We got Chris in Houston. I'm here in not so beautiful Cincinnati right now. I'll be in Houston tomorrow. So,
Woo!
I bet you there's going to be some live broadcasts from Chris and myself next week. So, pay attention.
You know it, man.
I have on one of the 100 University of Kentucky t-shirts right here. Hadn't worn one in a while, so I thought maybe I should do that. But hey, today we're going to talk about Wolfpack, and man, this is something that when Chris and I first started talking about this podcast, we were kind of throwing out ideas of what we would discuss, and Wolfpack to me is a subject that really began to change me about 3 years ago. And I'll give you some quick backstory, and then we'll get into this. But really began to change me about 3 years ago, 2015. I got exposed to the 5 Marks of a Man. And the 5 Marks of a Man is a book that was written by Brian Tome, who is my senior pastor at Crossroads Church in Cincinnati. And the 5 Marks of a Man define what a man should be, not what everybody else says what a man should be, but what a man should be. And those 5 things are: a man should have vision. Men have vision. Boys live day to day. 2, stand firm. Men take the minority position. They don't always have to be with the popular vote, and they check their egos, and boys go with the flow. Men act like men. Men are team players, and boys are for themselves. Men are strong. Men are wired to produce value, and boys seek every opportunity to avoid work. And my favorite is this: let all you do be done in love. Men are protectors, and boys are predators. That comes from a verse in 1 Corinthians 16. It says, watch, stand firm in faith, act like men, be strong, let all you do be done in love. And in today's environment, too many times, men get pushed to the side. Men are made to look like the weaklings. Men get made fun of in comedies. We get pushed down. We get trodden on because, hey, we're supposed to be we're the butt of the joke. But it's not about being a man or a woman, and we get caught up in there's a loss of gender identity, not just with other things that you can talk about gender identity, but there's a loss of gender roles. Like, what is a man's role? What is a woman's role? And if you have daughters, don't take this as me saying, a girl's place is in the kitchen, because that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when God created man and woman, he created the man to lead his wife into areas that he was supposed to lead her. He was supposed to be her protector. He was supposed to be the protector. And men have turned into predators. Men have fallen into a second place process and letting others take what was rightfully ours. And it's not, this isn't about being a man and men are first and women are last. It's the exact opposite. Women are first, and we should treat them that way. And everything that goes along with that, you have to look at your job as a man in society to do the things that we just talked about. Have vision, stand firm, act like a man, be strong, and let all you do be done in love. Don't be a predator, be a protector. And a wolf pack helps you to do those things. And as we get into this, you're going to begin to understand more and more and more what I'm talking about. So, Chris, tell us a little bit about vision. Men having vision.
Man.
Because you're a man of vision.
Yes, sir. Hey, I think I can hear you on your speakers. All right. So first of all, man, when you said that, something came to mind. Proverbs 29:18 says, "Where there is no vision, the people will perish." You can't. Every big business, every great idea, everything has to start with a vision. And I truly believe that just what I read, without vision, you're going to perish. If you have no vision for your business won't last too long. If you have no vision for your marriage won't last too long. Me and my wife, as great of a marriage we have to have vision within our marriage. Otherwise, one fight will just throw us off, right? But we're bigger than the fight. We're bigger than the arguments. You have to have vision. Otherwise, like it says, without vision, the people will perish. And so I fully believe that as the leader of your house, as the man of your home, Josh Latimer told me like this, man, your job as the man is to do a couple things: kill and bring some stuff home. That's it. Like, kill and bring some stuff home, right? And without, so think about that in today's terms. Like, we don't go out hunting today, so to speak, but we're business owners, right? We need to go out, we need to hunt, we need to kill something, like do a job, and we need to get paid for it to put the food on the table, right? So yeah, man, without vision, I believe that you're going to perish. I believe that if you don't have any vision, then most likely, dude, you're going to quit quicker, whether it's in your business, marriage, whatever it is. You're going to quit faster. You're going to quit the first sign of pain comes around. You're going to quit the first sign of any kind of objection or obstacle that hits your way. So vision, I believe, it plays a very, very important role in all this.
Absolutely. So when you have vision, you see past the day, just today. You see past
That's right.
just today. You see the future, and you prepare for the future. You plan for the future. You do things that is necessary to make sure that a future exists. So definitely, men have vision. Boys live day to day. The next mark of a man is standing firm. Standing firm. A man takes the minority position. We check our egos. We don't have to be first in line. In fact, we shouldn't be. And boys try to go with the flow, whatever's popular, And if you think about high school is a great example. We worked so hard in high school to fit into a group, to be part of this big popularity contest, when in fact, as men, we're supposed to be trailblazers. We're supposed to be making strides for new things and new identities, and to be taking the battle to our enemies or to our competitors. We need to be taking the battle to it instead of standing back and being part of a popularity contest and trying to win that popularity contest. Standing firm takes a lot of effort and a lot of work. And standing firm is what a man does, and a boy goes with the flow.
Yeah, let me add something to that too. I like that. We don't necessarily take the popular stance. We don't necessarily go with the flow. Starting a business, man, is not necessarily popular going with the flow, right? I want to take a look at the other side of that standing firm, of standing firm through the battles, standing firm when the first sign of a storm comes, you not running like a little sissy, but standing firm. The first week you get of slow time, you not just giving up and quitting, saying, "Oh man, I knew it. I knew this was going to happen." Well, then that should go back to the vision. If you knew it was going to happen, then you should have vision to prepare for it and plan for it. And so I want, there's that, not taking the popular side, but then there's also the, oh, dude, all crap's breaking out in my life, man. Hell's coming. I don't know what's about to happen, but stand firm, knowing that you already know the vision, you already know your why, you already know the end result, that, hey, listen, man, like today sucks, but it's okay. I'll give you a perfect example of us in our industry. The winter sucks. I don't care who you are. The winter sucks for everybody, right? And if you can stand firm and have vision, like, hey, listen, man, this is a perfect time for you men to start casting vision right now, is during your slow time. When things start to get slow, start casting that vision, but then stand firm. Stand firm, like, you know what? Hey, listen, man, I'm not going to let a couple weeks or a couple months of slow time end me. I'm going to stand firm because I know the vision that I have for my company, for my family, and I'm going to stand firm in it. So I like what you say as far as standing firm and not taking the popular route, because man, the popular route is oftentimes the easy route. Let's be honest, like whatever's the easiest thing to do, let's go that route. But being a man is like, hey, I'm gonna do the harder thing here, and I'm gonna stand firm. I like that, man. I like how you put that.
Absolutely. And so, the 5 marks of a man talk about 5 things that a man needs to do to take back the masculinity that we should have, and that goes further than showing muscles and stuff like that. The author Norman Mailer said, because there is very little honor left in American life, there's a certain built-in tendency to destroy the masculinity in American men, and having vision and standing firm helps to build that back. But where I fall short in these 5 marks, because there's places where I'm strong and there's places where I'm weak. The place where I fall short is men being team players, men acting like men and being team players. Now, that's not to say that I'm not, I'm not manly, because, there's things that make me manly, but just like all of us, and I'm being facetious, right? But a team player is probably my hardest issue to take hold of. Men are team players, boys are for themselves. And it's not that I'm for myself, but being a team player means that you begin to build a group around you. You begin to build a pack around you. And, wolf packs are designed to be in the wild together and to protect each other. They're protecting each other. So having a wolf pack, you're protecting each other. And my problem isn't being able to protect others, because I feel like I'm a huge protector. But my problem is being able to trust other men to be in my pack. And that's where my weakness resides. And because of that lack of trust, building relationships with men, unless I see them as someone that I feel is someone that I want to be like. Chris Martinez, great example. Josh Latimer, great example. Great industry examples. Those are guys that have things in life that I want to strive to be. And so because of that, I want to be in their pack, right? I want to be in their pack. But I have a hard time locally in my local community developing a pack. And my wife gets on me all the time because of it, that I should have – I need to have these male relationships, and she's exactly right. And the relationships that I do have are very strong ones, but I don't put myself out there to build a team around me. And having that team helps to protect you from things that keeps your mind, your body, keeps you out of harm's way by having that team. That's what a team's job is. And that's where I fail the most.
Hey, well, there's, you remind me of that saying, iron sharpens iron. Do you remember that?
Absolutely. Yep.
Proverbs 27:17, man. Iron sharpens iron. So, it's important to have that wolf pack around you to not just protect you, but to sharpen you up, man. Remember our last series was all about you suck, right? And sometimes you need a wolf pack around you. Man, I'll give you a great example. There was a time where I was so focused on making money. I had somebody in my wolf pack come to me and say, hey, bro, you're helping everybody out around you except for your own family. Like you're mentoring everyone but your kids. You're mentoring everyone but your wife. And bro, to have someone say that, like, whoo, man, that really that shook me up for a second, because as a man, I work 60 hours a week. I provide, I put the stuff on the table, and then for someone to say like, hey, bro, you're really dropping your duties at home. Man, that's the kind of wolf pack you need around you, man. There's someone that sharpens iron to say, hey, listen, bro, I know you're helping a lot of other people out there, but man, what about your daughters? What about your wife? What about your kids? And what about the family that is counting on you? And man, that iron sharpening iron, I really, that's kind of my place is I'm so down out on myself all the time, man. I beat myself up all the time, and having that wolf pack around me to let me know, hey, bro, you're doing awesome, or bro, you suck. You got to fix some stuff in your life. You got to fix some stuff with your kids and with your marriage, and yeah, man. So not only does it protect us, but it also sharpens us.
Absolutely, man. And like of the 5 points, where I fall short right now is definitely that one. And it's something that I'm definitely working on. So let's get to the 4th point real quick. Be strong. Be strong. And being strong doesn't mean having muscles, right? Although I did work out at Orange Theory Fitness today. Doesn't mean having muscles. What it means is men are wired. We are wired to produce value. We are wired to produce value. And that's just not a male stereotype. It's a male and female. As humans, we are wired to produce value. But boys seek every opportunity to avoid work. Now, there are boys who are 45 years old, and there are men who are 15 years old. The men designation and the boy designation has nothing to do with age. Has nothing to do with age. And what it has to do with is it has to do with your mentality, and putting these 5 marks of a man together helps to determine where you're at in your path to become a man. And, obviously a lot of us on here are business owners. We're entrepreneurs. We're involved in chasing money. And that's definitely one way to produce value. But there's more ways to produce value than making money. There are ways to produce value. Now, I'm at 100 when it comes to ways to produce value when it comes to money. Where I fail at are ways to produce value in my relationships with my wife, with my kids, because value there is tougher to define. And so it's harder to know what things that I do to produce value, because you got to produce value in more ways than your bank account. Because when you die, that money, and this is going to be a shocker for you, that money means nothing to you. That money means nothing to you when you die. What means something is the impact you left on people's lives. That's the value that you bring. I'll tell you a quick story. My stepfather, who had a lot of ills, and anybody that knows me, you're going to know some of those ills, but he also had a lot of things that he did well. And when he died, myself, my brothers, and my mom, we stood in a line that was only supposed to be 2 hours. It ended up being 4 hours. They had to block streets off because of the value that he produced in people's lives, the lives that he touched, and everybody that came through talked about the value that he produced. My dad never made a lot of money in life. The most money I think he ever made was about $50,000 a year, and he worked hard. He was in construction. Never produced money value, but what he did produce is value in impacting people's lives. And that's the kind of value that men produce. Men produce value in people's lives. And boys, they seek every opportunity to avoid building value, to avoid work. And as a man, we have to build value into people.
Yeah, I heard a really successful business owner actually say something along the lines of what you just kind of said. I will know I'm successful not by how much money is in my bank account, but how many people come to. And dude, that hit me pretty hard. Like, man, you know what? I believe that when I die, man, I will have standing room only at my funeral, because dude, that's my goal. Like, my goal is I will never know it because I'll be dead, but I want people to look around the room and be like, holy cow, dude, everybody's here for this guy. Like, what did he do for a living? Like, no, he's just a window cleaner, bro, but he provided some value, man. So absolutely, man. Like, dude, you don't have to have money to provide value. Matter of fact, the more value you provide, the byproduct of the value that you provide should be money. It's actually going to be the very byproduct. Matter of fact, it's like, Sorry about that. My phone started to ring. But the very value that you provide will be the byproduct of that will be the money that comes in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the last point, the last mark of a man is to be strong. That's the fourth point. The last point is to let all you do be done in love. Let all you do be done in love. And what that means is to protect. So unfortunately, in our current day, we're hearing every day about a new assault allegation against a prominent individual. And I'm not going to get on that bandwagon one way or the other because it's just not how I roll. And this definitely isn't political, and we're not going to go there either. But what you can take from this is really simple. And my wife and I had a conversation about this, I think yesterday, actually. There was a time in my life when I was a predator. I wasn't a protector. I was a predator in many ways, not just to women in a way that that phrase will take you, but as a predator in taking advantage of people and seeing someone at their weakest moment and striking and getting what was good for Gary, and as a man, my job is to think about the other marks of a man and protect those people and to provide opportunity for those people and to keep them safe. And over the last probably 3 or 4 years, I began to develop and understand, like, that's what my job and responsibility is as an individual is to protect others, is to not let them be taken advantage of and not to take advantage of them, and too many times that kind of behavior is rewarded. Like, it's rewarded to take advantage of someone. It's rewarded. When I was in my 20s, I had friends of mine that, if you were able to take advantage of a female, then you were high-fived and it was all good. And if you got extra change back at the store that you shouldn't have got, man, that was awesome. You did a great job. And you're a predator. You're a bad person. That's what that is. It's not something to be praised. It's something that should be punished. And men have to take this on their shoulders and say, look, we're going to be the change that needs to happen in our community, in our world, in our family. And the change starts by becoming protectors and not predators.
That's right. So we covered, I like this one. It's probably one of my favorites. So we covered 5 of them so far. We have vision. Man, you got to have vision. Stand firm, be courageous, be strong, and in everything do everything in love. And this is probably one of my favorite ones because the name of my business obviously is Love My Clean Windows, Love My Clean Roof. And we actually built this company with this very thing in mind. And everything you do it in love. Like, when you're washing the windows, do it in love. When you're power washing that house, do it in love. As cheesy as that sounds, man, like, that's really what the whole mission was behind it. Because we knew this, if we could portray that to the customer, like, the customer doesn't think of us just as window cleaners or pressure washers. They think of us like, dude, this dude loves his job. This dude man, like, this guy's providing some value to me. Now this is one of my favorite parts of it because I made a goal this year, and this is going to be a cheesy thing to say, man, but I made a goal this year. I went my whole life hating people until they gave me a reason to love them. And this year, I'm no longer going to not like someone just because I don't like them. Hey, I don't like his University of Kentucky hat, so I'm not going to like him. Or I don't like the way he does this, or I don't like the way he does that, right? So this year I said, you know what, man, I'm going to make an effort. I'm going to love everybody that I come across until they give me a reason not to love them anymore. And even then, when they do give me a reason, I'm still gonna love them. You know what I mean? So this was one of my favorite parts, man, because it's hard as a man, and especially as someone that grew up like I did, poor. You gotta keeps it real. I keeps it real. You know what I mean? Like I keeps it real. I don't love anybody and screw me, not screw you. But man, you know, that's like that goes just back to the easy way, right? It's like what was the second one? Like stand firm, right? Like be strong, be courageous. It's hard to love unless you're courageous. It's hard to love unless you're strong. It's hard to love unless you know you're standing firm in what you believe in, right? So man, this is probably out of all of them the hardest for me. Like this one right here is the hardest for me because I don't love very easily. Like I like to think I'm easy to love. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm not, I don't love easily. Like I have a bad habit just because of the way, if you go back to the series number 1, You Suck, back to the root, I have a bad habit of putting everybody in a box. I'm going to get screwed one way or another. People are going to take advantage of me. I'm not worth it. This guy's going to do this, and that guy's going to do that, and that girl's going to do this, and that girl's going to do that. And this one's been the hardest one. So this year I made a goal. I made a personal goal. I'm going to love everybody until they give me a reason not to love them. And then when they do give me a reason not to, I'm just going to love them a little bit more. And I'm going to kill them with kindness and love, right? So, man, it's a pretty good little thing, man. We have vision, stand firm, be courageous, be strong, and do everything in love, and wash those windows in love, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely. So I know we went a little bit past what our typical time is, but I mean, this is good stuff. And we're probably going to do at least 2 or 3 more weeks of the Wolfpack series, and as we get into this, really talk about it. But let me really impart to you guys like what I came away out of this series, because this was actually a series. Like I said, this book was written by our senior pastor, Brian Tome. You can find it on Amazon, The 5 Marks of a Man. His last name is spelled Tome. But this was a complete series that we went through in our church, Wolfpack series. And I'm basically going to take that series and we're going to bring it to you in podcast style. But I want to talk about 3 things that you can do to help yourself begin to start hitting those 5 marks of a man. And the first thing you need to do is you need to find a pack. You need to find a wolf pack. You need to start engaging with not just people, but if you're a man, start engaging with other dudes. If you're a woman, start engaging with other females that are on the level you want to be on, or that are in a situation that you want to be in, or a like-minded. Right? It goes back to our You Suck series and putting people in your life that help you have the right mindset. Same thing. Get a wolf pack. Number 2, do things with your pack. Chris said, Josh Latimer said that a man's role is to kill something and bring it home. And I'm Gary Guyman paraphrasing because that's what I do. But if Jesus was around, I'd be like, fool, you don't even know what I said. But yeah, dude, I know what you said. I just don't say it right. So anyway, kill something, bring it home. Well, do that with other dudes. One thing I started doing in 2017 that was a blast, and I do it with my wife and do it with guys that I'm connected with at my church and it's crazy. It's camping. And man, lots of great things happen when you camp, like no cell phones. It's freaking phenomenal. No cell phone, no email. And man, it is a good thing. And I did a man camp in the fall, 5 dudes around a fire, 2 nights. I mean, it was good stuff. It was real good stuff. So get a pack, do stuff with your pack. And number 3, find a way to protect someone this week that you normally wouldn't. Be a protector. There's many ways to be a protector, and find a way this week to be that protector.
It's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. I think, dude, you pretty much put the actionable steps I know I'm supposed to give my 3 actionable steps right here, man, but you pretty much summarized it right there. I'm excited about this. We strategically did this on purpose. We ended the You Suck series with Who You're Surrounded By, and then kind of transitioned right into the wolf pack, kind of just diving deeper into what, like, even what Gary was saying, like who is your wolf pack, right? And your first step this week is find a wolf pack, man. Even, you know what, this is why I love, like, social media so much, is I would never know who Gary Guyman is if it wasn't for social media. And so you don't necessarily, if you live in like I live in small town Waller, Texas, man, I guarantee there's not a whole lot to choose from in this wolf pack. But you know what, man, I got like thousands of people on the Facebook that I can go in and say, hey, bro, can we just start a mentor group? I know somebody's watching right now, Charles Wilson. He's got his accountability group with, I know, 3 or 4 people within that accountability group. And dude, that's what they do. They get on the phone once a week and they talk to each other, and they spit their vision out, and they say, hey man, how can you help me with my vision, and let me help you with your vision. So dude, I really enjoyed today's show. It's helped me out. I'm in the middle of right now examining my wolf pack and adding people to it, because there's some things, as I'm leveling up in life, like money's not my main concern anymore. My main concern, to be completely honest, is that I'm a good husband and a good father. So right now I'm building my wolf pack. I think I'm surrounded by enough business owners, but now I want to surround myself with awesome husbands and awesome fathers. And that's who I want to be around right now. Like, that's the stage of my life where I'm at. Like, that's how you know you're getting old, man. Like, you know what, dude? I want to be around some good husbands and good fathers. But yeah, man, just get around some good people. Remember the 5 things that Gary talked about today. Have vision, stand firm, be courageous, be strong, and in everything you do in love, man. It's the hardest thing you could probably ever do, but do it. So man, that's the summary of today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Gary, you want to close us out?
Yeah, man. Hopefully I did our pastor justice with his book. But if you want to check it out, do it. It's on Amazon. The 5 Marks of a Man, Brian Tome. He's also got a YouTube channel. Check it out. It's called Brian Brings a Beer. Hilarious. Yeah, that's the kind of church I go to. So, guys, thanks for watching Operation Dominate. Man, every week it's more and more fun. It's only our 4th one, Chris, but I can't wait. I can't wait for the next one. And,
man,
a lot of great stuff. Next week, we're going to talk about some stuff that's probably going to make some people uncomfortable and stuff, but it's good. It's all good. I'm going to bare my soul. Chris always does. So check us out. 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday, 3 p.m. Central. Operation Dominate podcast. Let's dominate.